I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Cowboy Bebop was by far one of my most anticipated projects of the month of November. The trailers alone got me extremely intrigued and on board with the story and the world, and that was before I had even watched the original anime for the first time. But then later in, I believe, October, I sat down for one weekend, watched the entire 26-episode run of the anime, and I loved it. I love the world building. I love the story. I fell in love with the characters. Safe to say, that made this one of my most anticipated projects to come out in November. And I loved it. I really, really did. And I know that it is extremely divisive. I know that lovers and fans of the original anime, me included, I know that a lot of them don't love this. They're bashing it. They're giving it terrible reviews. So today, I'm going to give the other side of the story. Today is my review of Cowboy Bebop, but I've never really reviewed a TV show before, so this is going to be a little bit different, but we're going to get into why I loved this adaptation of the anime so much. So the first major thing that we're going to talk about here is the characters. I mean, it really depended on John Cho as Spike Spiegel. This would not have worked without Spike being the best. John Cho killed it. Now, is he exactly like the Spike Spiegel that we know and love in the anime? No, but he's pretty damn close. And also to that, he brought his own take on the character. He was still suave. He still had all the confidence in the world. He was still sarcastic as hell. He was good. I dug it, I believed it, I liked it. And that was one of the things that really worked for me, was not just the performance from John Cho, but the performances from our main three. Mustafa Shakir as Jet Black, absolutely fantastic. Daniella Pineda as Faye Valentine, one of, if not my favorite parts of this entire show. I mean, Faye Valentine in this show, one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite in this run of the show. She is absolutely fantastic, but the characters work. You feel the camaraderie, you feel the friendship and the team that is being built. Obviously, there are growing pains. There are in the original anime as well, but here, you feel that sense of family and growth as we go along. Now, let's get into story, let's get into the changes. I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible for people that have not seen this, because I highly recommend you check it out. It's only 10 episodes. I watched the entirety of it in one day. It's very, and obviously I'm not asking you to do that, but it's doable. You can do this in a day. I mean, all the episodes are less than an hour long, and there's only 10 episodes, so I highly recommend you go check this out. But look, yes, the story is different. They changed a lot of things around, but the through line is relatively the same. I think that the original storyline with Vicious and with the Syndicate and Spike running away from his past, the through line of that is relatively the same. Do they make creative changes in the end? Yes. Did I buy all of those changes? No. I do want to make it clear from the start that this is not a perfect adaptation or series or anything. I do have issues with it, but I did really love it more than most people. If you love the original, you may not love this one. But what I will say is come in with an open mind. I don't think anywhere they said that it was going to be like a shot-for-shot, story-beat-by-story-beat remake. Obviously, it's a live-action adaptation of the anime, but I don't, at least from what I've seen or read or done research on, I don't know if they ever said it was like a shot-for-shot, story-beat-by-story-beat kind of retelling. So they had the liberty to change some stuff up, to do stuff differently, and honestly, I kind of enjoyed some of the changes they made. But I didn't love everything. The thing, and credit to my friend Zach Pope, who also made this point in his review as well. Go check that out if you have not already. The thing that made Vicious so intriguing in the anime was that we knew nothing about him. We knew absolutely nothing about him. In this show, we do get more character development, which can be good in some aspects, but the way that they handle Vicious, I don't necessarily love. And I kind of wish we would have just known less. Seen him as the brutal syndicate boss that he was, and be scared of him, and be scared of Spike. Be scared for Spike because of how brutal and evil Vicious is. We didn't really get that here, and I think that was one of the weaknesses of it. Also, what they did with Julia. I'm not going to spoil how they used Julia's character, but I did not like the twist that it takes. I'm just going to be real about that. Now, I will say, though, that does leave some very interesting potential for the future, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But down to the core, this is still Cowboy Bebop. We still have the bounties. We still have the outrageous missions. We still have the incredible action. I love the cinematography. Yeah, a bunch of Dutch angles and stuff like that, but it's trying to be an anime. What do you want? It's trying to be like a comic book. What do you want? I loved it. I dug the vibe. I walked into this with complete and utter just open-mindedness because I knew it was going to be a little ridiculous. I knew it was going to be a little, not tacky, that's kind of the wrong word to say because it wasn't tacky. I think it was very well put together. But you know, anime is very big, bombastic, very, just out of your seat crazy at points. I knew that going in, and I was fully invested. So I'm saying this directly to the people that watch the original anime. Go in with an open mind. You may not like it, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, but go in with an open mind because you may actually enjoy this new take on the Cowboy Bebop story. I had a great time with it. I loved going from planet to planet. I loved the world building. I think the world building is extremely well done. And just the hangout vibe with our main characters. I love it. I don't know why everyone is dissing on it. I think it was absolutely fantastic. It would not have worked without John Cho as Spike and the rest of our supporting cast working, which they did. But on the other hand, there are problems with some of the writing, like I have already mentioned. But let's talk about the future. The potential with some of that writing is very high. As you guys know, this was a 26-episode run, and it only went one season. We only hit maybe the halfway point of this of the story in this season, and that makes sense. We kind of hit a midway point. We don't really feel like the story ended, and you can feel that with how the story ends in the final episode of this season. The potential is big. The potential is bold. I think the potential here is something that could make the second season even better than this one. If you've seen the original anime, you know where it goes. You know how it ends. The potential to retell and twist around how that story is told, I am extremely excited to check out. I think that bringing these characters back, getting the band back together, and going out on adventures to finish out this story is very interesting. And I'm very interested to see how they conclude our character stories at the end. I love this. I had a lot of fun with it. I was fully sold. I was intrigued. I was invested. And I liked it because I didn't know what was going to happen. Because I saw the original anime, but this was not the original anime. This was a retelling, rehashing of the original. So I didn't know always what it was going to take, where it was going to go. And I liked that. I want you guys to go down below in the comments. I want you to let me know. Especially people that have seen the anime, especially people that have seen both. I want you to let me know, what did you think? What were your thoughts? I want to hear, I want to discuss, I want to have those conversations. Obviously, again, it's not perfect. I will say that I have issues with the writing. I think that some of the decisions that they made, some of the things that they kept out, or some of the things they added, were not the best. But to the core story, the core performances and characters, all the action, everything involved, I really enjoyed. So go down in the comments, let me know what you thought. I want to have a conversation with you and hear your thoughts. You may change my mind. Probably not, but you might. And I also want you guys to go down and subscribe if you have not already. I do reviews like this all the time. I do movie reviews, series content, Blu-ray content, things like that around the MCU, other franchises, and I love to talk about media and entertainment. So if you like what you saw, if you like the channel, please consider subscribing. We're trying to get 2,000 subs by the end of the year. The time's ticking. The morale is dipping, but if you hit that big red button, it'll make my day. It means the absolute world. I want to thank you all so much for watching. This is a different video than I usually do. I don't usually review TV series. I usually stick to movies, but I had such a good time watching this show, and I was so excited for this project that I felt like I had to make a video on why I loved it so much. Because it really is a fantastic retelling of this story, while also being its own fresh new thing. So go down below and let me know in the comments. Have a rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.